Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cameron Sports Podcast. I'm your host here, Cameron Lindsay, and I'm back here with a new episode. It's been a while. I've just been busy with school, but I got some good news. Your boy has graduated with my bachelor's of arts in communication, integrative media concentration. So I did it. I do got to take one class during the summer to officially get the degree, but I have graduated. I've just been busy with that, spending time, with my family, my beautiful girlfriend, who I love more than anything. Just been busy with that, and, I ain't have time to, give y'all quite an episode of my podcast, but I'm back, and, it feels good to finally give, just about all my attention towards my podcast and what I love to do. Like I said, it's not going to be an easy road. It's going to be a new chapter in my life. Just pretty much being done with school, and I'm on the road to being the best. I'm motivated to be the best. I will be the best. I know it won't be an easy road. Like I said, right now we're at 199 subscribers. Just need one more to get to 200. And obviously the goal for this year is to reach 500, but I'm not gonna be mad if I don't reach that, because I know one day I will reach 1,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers. So we gonna get there. But yeah, I'm I appreciate my family for, throwing me a party for my graduation. I appreciate, support from them. I appreciate the support from my girlfriend. I wish, she's upstairs, but I would get her to come on the podcast, at least introduce herself. I'll try to, y'all. I'll try to do that. But yeah, we back, back talking some sports. We got the NHL Playoffs, we got the NBA Playoffs, the WNBA season has started. Heck, I got a game on right now as I am talking to y'all. So, hey, even though football season is over, we still got sports going on. MLB season has just started up. I went to a Braves game with my beautiful girlfriend when they was playing the Cleveland Guardians. I'm gonna say the Indians, Guardians. So yeah, we still got sports going on, and I will say this before we get into today's show, that the WNBA is, I think, it's already changed forever, and we gotta respect Caitlin Clark. I think women do deserve the spotlight. They deserve to be paid more, getting charter flights. Like I said, regardless of gender, these are some of the best basketball players in the world. So yeah. Like I said, y'all definitely got to tune into some WNBA basketball. I'm going to try to go to a game in Atlanta. The Atlanta Dream. I would like to see them play Caitlin Clark or maybe Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever, for those who don't know. But yeah, for today's episode, we are going to talk about the NHL and NBA playoffs. This fall, I'm going to make my Western and Eastern Conference Finals predictions for NHL and NBA. But yeah, we're going to discuss the playoffs from the first round all the way up till now. Because like I said, I haven't been able to record my podcast and do an episode in a minute. So let's get right into it. Let's start with, the NHL playoffs. The first round consisted of the Florida Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Boston Bruins versus the Toronto Maple Leaf, the New York Rangers versus the Washington Capitals, the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Islanders, the Dallas Stars versus the Vegas Golden Knights, the Colorado Avalanche versus the Winnipeg Jets, the Vancouver Canucks versus the Nashville Predators, and the Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. So yeah, we had had like a lot of good matchups. Like I said, when the playoffs started, I would have probably for the Panthers and Tampa Bay Lightning. I probably would have, like I said, picked the Panthers in 6, but the Panthers ended up beating the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5, 4 games to 1. This Florida Panthers team is legit. I watched them a bit last year. They made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final, but they lost to the Vegas Knights. They beat the Boston Bruins in the first round team that won 60 games, like set the NHL record for most wins in the regular season. Like that shocked me. And one thing I learned, and for those who don't know, like when it comes to home field advantage, I personally I don't think it matters in hockey and baseball. Home field advantage, home court advantage, really I feel like plays a factor more in basketball and football. That plays an advantage because you got the crowd is loud. It can affect like I said, if you're playing in, let's say, the Denver Nuggets and you're at the free throw line, the crowd yelling and going loud, that can affect their concentration. Or on the football field, you're trying to say a play, you're trying to tell the receiver to run a go route. They may not hear you because the crowd is yelling. That plays a factor in football, home field advantage, home court advantage in football and basketball. I wouldn't say too much in baseball because you can't, no matter how much you yell, you can't control how somebody chooses to swing at a pitch, a fastball, a curveball. You can't control that. You can't control a pitcher throwing a fastball, curveball, knuckleball. You can't control that. So just like in hockey, you can't control the goalie protecting the putt or doing the icing, getting in a fight, offsides. So you can't really control that. So, but yeah. One thing I learned, like last year, it don't matter how many games you win. When the playoff starts, it's a whole different animal, especially in the NHL. And the Panthers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5. The Tampa Bay Lightning are a good team. They won the Stanley Cup. I think was it 2 years in a row. I think they were trying to go for a three-peat. Not too long, maybe 4 or 5. I had to go back and look. Matter of fact, y'all, let me do that right now. Like I think, they won the Stanley Cup not too long ago. Like literally not too long ago, y'all. I promise you. Yeah, they won it in 2020 and 2021. They did reach the Stanley Cup Finals in 2022. They fell short on a three-peat. So yeah, they won it in 2020, 2021. So Tampa Bay Lightning are a very good organization, but the Panthers have been playing very, very well in the Stanley Cup playoffs these last couple of years. Next up, like I said, the Boston Bruins versus the Toronto Maple Leaf. I would have picked the Boston Bruins to beat the Maple Leaf at least in 6, but they beat them in 7. It was a really good series. They beat them 4-3. Boston, like I said, they got a good organization. Last year they won 60 games, 60 plus games, set the record for most regular season wins in the NHL. But like I said, that does not matter when it comes to playoff hockey. So yeah. Next up, the New York Rangers take on the Washington Capitals. This one I can't say I would have just picked the teams, but I probably would have went with the Rangers in 5 at least. But the Rangers beat the Capitals in 4-0. They swept them. Like I said, I'll give it to the New York Rangers. They're a really good team. For what I see this postseason, I know they didn't make it last year, I don't think. But yeah, they are a really good team. I'll give them that. Next up, we got the Carolina Hurricanes. They took on the New York Islanders. Carolina, they have a good team. Past couple of years. The New York Islanders also. I probably would have said this in 6-7 games, but the Hurricanes came out on top against the New York Islanders in 5, 4-1. Next up, the Dallas Stars against the defending Stanley Cup champions, Vegas Golden Knights. Like I said, I would pick to go 7. Like I said, the Dallas Stars are a very good team. They, like I said, very good last year. Obviously, the Vegas Golden Knights are a great team because they won the Stanley Cup last year. They are the defending champs. But I would have went Vegas in 6 or 7 games. But Dallas came up with the upset and they beat Vegas in 7, 4-3. So yeah, we will have a 'new Stanley Cup champion again this year. Next up, we got the Colorado Avalanche against the Winnipeg Jets. The Colorado Avalanche won the Stanley Cup 2 years ago, so they're obviously a very good team. Like I said, my Seattle Kraken beat them last year in the playoffs. Even though they didn't make it this year, it's okay. The Kraken will be released next season, so I'm not worried about that. Like I said, Winnipeg Jets are a pretty good team. I like I said, from what I've seen, I don't take no credit for. I don't take nothing from them. I would have picked Avalanche and 4 or 5, and they pretty much were spot on. Avalanche beat the Winnipeg Jets in 4 games to 1. And the next matchup, we got the Vancouver Canucks versus the Nashville Predators. I would have went Predators in 6, but the Canucks, like I said, they proved me wrong and beat the Predators in 6, 4 games to 2. So, but like I said, I enjoy some playoff hockey. I may not watch it more than NBA or NFL, but I enjoy playoff hockey, and that's why I cover hockey now on my channel and try to talk about it for my hockey fans out there. Next up, we got the Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. I would have went. This is a toss-up, so I probably would have went Kings in 7. But the Oilers had other plans. They beat the Kings in 5, 4 games to 1. So again, the first round results of the NHL playoffs, or the Panthers beat the Lightning in 5, 4 games to 1. The Boston Bruins beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 4 games to 3. That's almost said the Texas Rangers. The New York Rangers beat the Washington Capitals in 4. They swept them 4 games to 0. The Carolina Hurricanes beat the New York Islanders in 5, 4 games to 1. The Dallas Stars beat the Vegas Golden Knights in 7, 4 games to 3. The Colorado Avalanche beat the Winnipeg Jets in 5, 4 games to 1. The Vancouver Canucks beat the Nashville Predators in 6, 4 games to 2. And the Edmonton Oilers beat the Los Angeles Kings in 5, 4 games to 1. That was the first round. Now on to the second round. We had the New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricane, the Dallas Stars versus the Colorado Avalanche, the defending champs, and the Florida Panthers versus the Boston Bruins, and lastly the Edmonton Oilers versus the Vancouver Canucks. Now, for the first matchup, the Rangers versus the Hurricane, I probably would have went Hurricane in 6, but the Rangers ended up winning this series 4 games to 2 in 6. Like I said, it was a pretty entertaining series. Carolina was down 3 games to 1, but they fought hard and pushed it to an extra game, but the Rangers closed it out in 6. Next up, the Dallas Stars versus the Colorado Avalanche. Like I said, this is probably one of the best series so far in the NHL playoffs. At least one of them. Possibly, like I said, the best, depending on how you want to go about it. You can argue either way. Like I said, Colorado Avalanche are the defending champs. The Dallas Stars are a great team in their own right. I probably would have went. I would have went the upset. I would have went Dallas in 7, but they did it in 6. Dallas beat the Colorado Avalanche in 6 games, 4 games to 2. But it was a real good series. I thought it was possibly going to go 7. Like I said, who doesn't love a game 7 in any sport? Basketball, baseball, hockey. We all like a game 7. Next up, the Florida Panthers versus the Boston Bruins. Like I said, this series last year did go 7 games. I thought, last year I thought the Boston would sweep the Panthers or beat them in 5 because they won 60 games last year in the regular season. But like I said, in hockey, that does not matter come playoff time. And just like last year, I probably would have picked. I would have went Panthers again. I would say Panthers in 7. But again, like I said, they beat Boston again this year, just like last year. Beat them in 6 games, 4 games to 2. Like I said, Florida Panthers are legit Stanley Cup contenders, and like I said, it would not surprise me if they make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. And lastly, by the time you see this episode, this game probably already have happened. But the Edmonton Oilers versus the Vancouver Canucks, that said there will be a Game 7. As I'm talking to y'all now, the Game 7 is tonight. But by the time you see the episode, the next day, the game already been happened, and then the Western Conference Finals will be set. But in this series, I'm probably if I'm making my prediction right now, I'm gonna go Edmonton Oilers over the Canucks. So to win that series in 7, 4 games to 3, and this will lead us to the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals in the NHL. So let's talk about it. Like I said, the Panthers, their road to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round. They beat the Boston Bruins in the second round. The Rangers, they beat the Washington Capitals in the first round, swept them. They beat the Carolina Hurricanes in 6, 4 games to 2. So these are two very, very good teams. Especially Florida. This could be their year to possibly win the Stanley Cup and get back. And I believe that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to beat the Rangers in 6 games. I'm taking the Florida Panthers over the Texas Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals. For the Western Conference, we got the Dallas Stars taking on the winner of either the Edmonton Oilers or the Vancouver Canucks. Like I said, I'm gonna take the Oilers over the Canucks to advance to play the Dallas Stars. But either way, whether it's the Edmonton Oilers or the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Dallas Stars, I'm gonna go Stars in 6 to advance to the Stanley Cup Finals to take on the Florida Panthers. Like I said, both conference series are going to be entertaining. They're going to be good. Like I said, who doesn't like playoff hockey? We all do. So like I said, I do apologize for not getting my predictions right away. Like I said, I've been busy with school, but I don't want to rush and give y'all no good content or anything, So that's not who I am. I want to write down my notes, get my stats, or write down my predictions for y'all. And like I said, I enjoy doing this. This is my career that I want to do. Even though, like I said, I'm working a job right now, caliber car wash or whatever job I work at. I promise you I will be in my career field. I promise you I'm going to keep on YouTube. So, I promise you that. But yeah, that's, playoff hockey. Let me know who y'all got in the Eastern and Western Conference Finals in the NHL Playoffs. The Florida Panthers taking on the Texas Rangers. And either the Edmonton Oilers or the Vancouver Canucks will take on the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference. We going, like I said, it's playoff hockey all day, very entertaining. But let's all go ahead and get to the, probably most people are here to talk about the NBA playoffs. Woo! NBA playoffs have been pretty interesting this year. I'll give it that. It has. Like I said, I apologize for not getting my predictions ahead of time, but I'm here now. I'm back, and I'll be in time by the time the NBA finals come. I promise you, I have my predictions then. I'm probably gonna have my dad joining me for that episode, and yeah, we're gonna talk some NBA finals basketball and our thoughts overall on the NBA playoffs. But let's get headed to it. The first round of the playoffs, we saw the Thunder take on the New Orleans Pelicans, the Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Phoenix Suns, the Denver Nuggets taking on my Lakers, the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Clippers, the Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat, the New York Knicks taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, the Indiana Pacers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks, the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Orlando Magic. Like I said, these series are pretty good matchups. Like I said, Thunder and Pelicans, two young teams. I mean, the Pelicans do got some veteran experience, but they are overall, I would say, young. But The Oklahoma City Thunder are the youngest number one seed ever in NBA history. They did earn it. Like I said, especially Shai Gilgeous-Alexander balled out this year. He should have been MVP. I understand. Don't get me wrong. Jokic, he deserves it. He's the best player in the league right now. And he probably should have won last year. I think Embiid did deserve it. He's his third MVP, but I think SGA earned it. Because think about it. To get NBA MVP, you gotta be, one of the top seeds in the conference. You also gotta put up the stats. Shai has more points than Jokic, and he's a higher seed. The Thunder were the number one seed, the Nuggets were the number 2 seed. Now, even though I think, in my opinion, I don't think seeding a record should matter that much. It should be like 50-50. Like, I feel like they kind of put in record more than stats. Like, that's how Nash won it over Kobe and Shaq. Like, nobody ever, even though Steve won back-to-back MVPs or had more MVPs than Shaq and Kobe, nobody says he's better than Shaq and Kobe. Besides maybe a Phoenix Suns fan. And even most of them probably wouldn't admit that. And like I said, but my personal opinion, I'll say at least if it's a player and they're at least in the top, because we got the play in. I will say before the play in, the top 8, but I'll say if you're at least in the top 6, even if you're a 6 seed and you got the stats, like let's say you average a triple double like the year Russ won it. I think the OKC was a 4th, 5th seed, and he won it. If let's say you're a 6 seed and you just avoid the play-in, and let's say you're averaging 35, 7, and 8, and you're a top 6, obviously you should be an MVP candidate, and you got better stats than the other players, and just because that player's team is number 1 seed and they're higher than yours, but your stats are better than his. Obviously, that player has better teammates. But don't get me wrong, I do think record team-wise should play a factor in it. But that's just my opinion. I think Shai should have won it. Jokic he's only 29, so he could probably win at least another MVP or 2, at least. So I think Shai should have won it. But I think he's going to win one. But he's going to win one eventually. I have a feeling he's going to win one. And that Thunder team has a bright future. Speaking of bright futures, they did sweep the Pelicans 4-0. I thought this series would at least went 6, but the Thunder was not playing. Swept the Pelicans. Now, Zion was not playing. I will give him that because he did get hurt in the play-in game against my Lakers. He dropped 40. He got hurt. If Zion would have played, would that changed a little bit? Probably, because I don't think, somebody like Chet Holmgren, I don't think he'll be able to stop Zion getting to the basket. Maybe make it hard on him, but he probably could have played a big factor in this series and maybe push it to 6 games at least. And we had the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Phoenix Suns. I personally I picked the Suns to win in 6, but Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves had other plans. They swept Phoenix. And I think the Phoenix Suns' problem is they don't have enough depth on their roster. They don't have really a big to protect the rim. Like Nurkic, he's a decent big, but he's not known as a rim protector. Like nobody you don't really fear Nurkic at all. KD's an underrated defender. But he's not a full blown known rim protector. He can block. He'll block shots, but he's not known for that. Plus he's thin. They need somebody like a Dwight Howard. Even though Dwight Howard's not in his prime, they need somebody that can protect the rim. They need an actual big, depth. They need more than one. They need at least 2 bigs. They can definitely protect the rim. Like I said, Bradley Beal. They talking about blowing up the big 3. It's a chance. Like I said, seeing rumors of Devin Booker possibly wanting to play on the Knicks. The Knicks do got trade assets to get Booker. If they can pair him up with Jalen Brunson, that could be dangerous. Even though I think Booker and KD is a very good, duo. They just gotta stay healthy. They need Bradley Beal to stay healthy. Like I said, barely seen him play all this past season. So he gotta stay healthy. He been out. But that Phoenix Suns team, I'll say if I was them, I would at least run it back one more season. And if Bradley Beal gets hurt again and he's in and out, or it just don't work and they get swept in the first or second round, or if it's middle of the season, like by trade deadline, and they like are in the play-in or barely or I'm about to miss the play-in, I would make some trades and blow it up. So. But yeah, the Timberwolves swept the Suns. Anthony Edwards showed up to play. Next up, we had the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets, against my Los Angeles Lakers. Now, when this matchup was announced and my Lakers beat the Pelicans, I was kind of conflicted because it's like, did I want my Lakers to lose the game on purpose so they can avoid the Denver in the first round, and then and if they beat the winner of the Sacramento and Golden State for the 8th seed to play the Thunder, because really the Lakers have a winning record against the Thunder during the regular season. Regular season against the Nuggets, we didn't win a single game. They were close, but they never won it. They could never beat them. So that's why I was kind of conflicted. But I was like, at the same time, if they lose on purpose, because if you lose, like, for those who don't know how the play-in works, the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th seed all are in the play-in. The play-in is like a mini playoff tournament for teams to officially get into the playoffs. The seeds 1 through 6 clinch a playoff spot. So if you're a seed 1 through 6, you avoid the play-in. Long as you're that 6th seed, you avoid the play-in. But if you're that 7th, 8th seed, you gotta play the play-in, the 9 and 10 seed. So the 7th to 8th seed play each other for the 7th seed. So the winner of that plays the 7th seed, gets the 7th seed and plays the number 2 seed in the playoffs. And then the loser will be the 8th seed and have to play the winner of the 9th, 10th seed. All they gotta do, in the 7th, 8th seed game, they gotta win 1 game to get in. The 9th, 10th seed gotta win 2 games to get in. So, yeah, and I was like, if the Lakers lose to the Pelicans on purpose, or let's say they don't lose on purpose, but they just lose, they gotta play the Warriors or Kings. And you playing somebody like Steph Curry, like a couple years ago when they played the Warriors in the play-in, it was close. It came down to the wire, and yeah, I was nervous. So I don't know. It's like, do you really want to play Steph? We can go for 50, and then the Kings. We struggle against the Kings. Like, even though I think AD should have been Defensive Player of the Year, for some reason he could just never showed up against Domantas Sabonis. He just got bullied. I don't know why. I just don't know why. So I was like, dang, I'm kind of nervous of the Kings playing the Kings. Like, do we really want to play them? But they played the Pelicans and they won. And I was like, well, it is what it is. Playing the Nuggets. I didn't have no expectation. I didn't say, yeah, Lakers in 7. I'm not a delusional Laker fan. I can keep it real. I said, we're probably going to, at best, probably win 1 game. I wanted to, at least go 6. I at least wanted to go 6 to, at least get some respect. Like, yeah, we took the defending champs to 6 games. Now, I will say the Lakers did play the Nuggets tough in this series, but they lost 4 games to 1. They had a chance to win. Well, game 1 they lost. They had a chance to win game 2 and 3. Like, they was up by like 30 in game 2. But like at halftime, it was up by almost 30. Literally lost the game. Jamal Murray hit the game winner last second over AD. I was heartbroken. You can ask my girlfriend. I was heartbroken. But it is what it is. They beat the Lakers. Moved on. But yeah, also in the West, we had the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, the Clippers and Mavericks have history in the playoffs. Luka busting their butts. He, dropping 30 on them like it's nut. But this time, Luka got Kyrie. He got him a Robin, who's probably really a Batman, but he's a Robin. like I said, this Dallas team, they better than last year. I know last year it didn't work. Like that's why I think the Phoenix Suns should get it one more year because look at the Dallas Mavericks. Last year with Luka and Kyrie, they didn't play that many games and they struggled. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. Luka and Kyrie. That's how bad it was. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. Didn't even make the play-in, I don't think. Yeah, they don't even make the play-in. So and now look at them in the West, pretty much in the Western Conference Finals. But yeah, they went on to beat the Clippers in 6-4 games to 2. I probably would have went, like I said, Dallas in 7 at least. But yeah, Luka played well, Kyrie played well. The Clippers didn't really have Kawhi, he's hurt. I don't know. The Clippers, I feel like they kind of should trade either Kawhi or Paul George. They're probably going to trade Paul George. They're not going to trade Kawhi. Even though Paul George is a star, borderline superstar, they're not going to trade Kawhi unless Kawhi asks for a trade. But the Boston Celtics played the Miami Heat. Now last year, the Heat were in the play-in. They lost the first game, and then played lost the first game against the Hawks. And they won the second game. Played the Bucks, beat them. This year, they won their playing game. They lost the first playing game, won the second playing game, and they're playing the Boston Celtics. Now I would have went possibly Heat in 7 because of Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy ended up getting hurt early on in this series. I think after the first game, somewhere in the first game he got hurt, and I was like, this series is over. Boston beat Miami in 5. They did win the one game though without Jimmy. It was game 2. And that's kind of how Boston is. Like they'll kind of play down to competition. That's kind of how it was in the regular season. Like they'll lose to teams that they should beat and blow out, like the Atlanta Hawks. So it didn't surprise me that he got one game because they are a well-coached organization, well-run organization by head coach Eric Spoelstra, who's really, I think, you have to say he's the best coach in the NBA, and of course Pat Riley. So if I was an NBA player, y'all lucky I'm not 6'3". I ain't gonna lie, if I was at least 6'3", the teams in the NBA I would at least want to play for. Of course my Lakers, but if not them, that Miami Heat culture, one because the city, of course the city, the weather, the no income tax, state income tax, and playing for the Miami Heat. Yeah, I would definitely wouldn't mind playing for Eric Spoelstra and somebody like Pat Riley. But yeah, the Heat lost in 5. I hope they bring Jimmy back. I did see some drama between Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler. If I was the Heat, I wouldn't don't trade Jimmy. Don't piss him off because he will ask for a trade. What they need to do is if the Suns do blow it out, trade for KD. If the Heat get KD just want to hoop. KD's not a leader. KD will be the best player, but it'll be Jimmy's team. Jimmy can lead. Jimmy can do the small stuff, play defense, assist, but let KD cook. Let KD be KD. The Heat, I think, would possibly be the favorite, especially in the East. If they get KD, or maybe if Dame doesn't like Milwaukee and he asks for a trade, they can get Dame like they should have did this last year in the offseason. The Heat probably be the favorite. Possibly with Dame. You never know. Now I don't know how they would keep Dame Adebayo if they was to get Dame or KD, but we'll see. They'll probably trade Tyler Hero. I would trade Tyler Hero. I ain't gonna lie. I like Tyler Hero, but I would trade him for KD or Dame. Dame has had the best playoff success, so I wouldn't be mad if people argue like, nah, Cam, I wouldn't trade Tyler Hero for the Dame, even like I said, we all know Dame is a better player than Tyler Hero, but it's all about fit. It's just not about superstar. So I can understand, but I feel like Dame would embrace that Heat culture for some reason. I just feel it, and I know him and Giannis, struggled the first year, but it's the first year with them together. So, but yeah, Boston went on to win that series. Now next up we have the New York Knicks against the Philadelphia 76ers. Like I said, Joel Embiid, was not 100%. Jalen Brunson balled out all year. Probably won't be surprised if he's first or second team All NBA. He should at least be one of those two, maybe at least second team because you got SGA and Luka. So, well, he gonna make an All NBA team. He probably at least be third. Cause dang, I'm like, well, how they gonna put Luka or SGA? So we'll see. But yeah, I would have picked the Knicks to beat the Sixers in 7, because Joel Embiid was not healthy, and that's kind of what the Knicks did. To beat the Sixers in 6, even with Joel not being all the way 100%. But like I said, the Knicks are a good team. It's good to see the Knicks competing, and I think Jalen Brunson is legit emerging as like a superstar, possibly. Like I want to see one more season out of him, and then I'm be like, oh yeah, he's a superstar, but he's definitely a star. He could possibly. I just feel like they need a little bit more. New York, a little bit more to win the NBA Finals, and they can get there. Like if they can get somebody. If the New York Knicks got Joel Embiid trade, let's say Joel says, you know what, I can't do this no more. I want out, and he went to the Knicks. Oh yeah, they might win it. I ain't gonna lie. Joel and Jalen Brunson, they may win it. I feel like they can work. So that means Jalen Brunson might do all the work. Joel Embiid dominant in the paint. If he stays healthy, he gonna be dominant in the paint. Nobody gonna be able to guard him. I think they'll be legit. But yeah, they beat the Sixers in 6. Next up, we have the Indiana Pacers versus the Milwaukee Bucks. This is one of my favorite series. Well, would have been one of my favorite series. If Giannis would have played, but Giannis was out with that lower body injury late in the season, and yeah, he didn't play at all. And the Pacers ended up upsetting the Bucks in 6 games, 4 games to 2. Dame missed a couple of games, so that does play a factor. But they did win 1 game without Dame, so I will give them that. But yeah, the Bucks. I don't know if they're gonna keep this team together. Like I said, Chris Middleton's getting older, but he may not be all-star level, but he's still a good player. It is year 1 for Dame and Giannis, so I wouldn't blow it up or panic if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan. Don't panic. It's just 1 year. Let Dame and Giannis get into their second year. Cause like I said, look at Luka and Kyrie didn't even make the playoffs last year, and look at them now. So yeah, I think Giannis need to tell Dame to be Dame. You don't gotta defer to him all the time. You could be the closer, cause like I said, Giannis doesn't really have a pure jump shot like that. Like he won't be afraid to take a 3. I give him that. He aggressive, but Dame needs to be Dame. So. But I think next year the Bucks can be better, and maybe like I said, without Giannis playing, it does play a factor. Next up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic. Now, some people say this series was boring before it started. This series is gonna be boring. Nobody gonna be watching. But this is technically the best series in the first round. The Cavs and Orlando went in 7. I would lean towards Cleveland in 7, and that's exactly what he did. The Cavs beat the Orlando Magic in 7 games, 4 games to 3. It was a very good series. Paolo Banchero was his first year in the playoffs, second-year player. He balled out. Paolo is legit. He's going to be a superstar. He averaged 27, 28 points per game in this playoff series. I think he has arrived. Orlando has a chance to possibly, win a championship the next few years. They just need to add more. They could possibly if they can get somebody like Klay Thompson. I don't know if the Warriors are going to trade him. I don't know, but I hearing rumors they may go up to D'Angelo Russell. If I was y'all, don't do that. I promise you, Orlando, don't get D'Lo. Don't. He gonna ball out in the regular season, but playoff start. I mean, maybe I don't know. Who knows? He may step up because some reason he'll play good or decent against any other team, but he plays a Denver Nuggets. He'll get 0 points. Like all playoff series against the Nuggets, it's like this would be D'Lo. He'll drop 2 points. Next game, 28. Next game, 0. Next game, 30. Next game, 8. Like, bruh, what are you doing, D'Lo? He gotta go. So if I was Orlando Magic, I don't think you want somebody like that that's consistent. Maybe who knows? Maybe it's him having a Laker jersey on and too much pressure. But that's the NBA. You're already in the NBA, regardless of what jersey you have on. You can play for the Detroit Pistons, who are the worst team in all of basketball. Like, bad. Bad. And it sucks for them they didn't get the number one pick in the draft. The Atlanta Hawks did for this year's draft, the 2024 draft. Like, regardless, you're gonna have pressure on you. You're in the NBA. You can play millions of dollars. You get a contract that's guaranteed. Playing in front of 17,000+ people. So, yeah, I think the Orlando Magic just need to get some veterans, star player, veteran players, and they can legit possibly make a run. You never know. But yeah, that's the first round. Like I said, the Thunder swept the Pelicans 4-0. The Minnesota Timberwolves swept the Suns 4-0. The Denver Nuggets beat my Lakers in 5, 4-1. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Los Angeles Clippers in 6, 4-2. The Boston Celtics beat the Miami Heat in 5, 4-1. The New York Knicks beat the Philadelphia 76ers in 6, 4-2. The Knicks beat the 76ers in 6, 4-2. The Indiana Pacers beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 6, 4-2. And the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Orlando Magic in 7, 4-3. And now we're on to the second round that just recently ended. The Boston Celtics took on the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 in the second round. The Dallas Mavericks took on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Indiana Pacers took on the New York Knicks, and the Minnesota Timberwolves took on the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets. Now, for the first matchup, Celtics and Cavs, I said to myself, Celtics at least in 6. I think Cleveland can at least get 2 games, but this is with a healthy Donovan Mitchell. I said they can get 2 games because the Celtics are going to give up 1. They're going to definitely give up 1. And at least with Donovan, he can at least win you another one. But he got hurt, and the Cavs fell to the Celtics in 5, 4-1. I will say the Cavs did beat the Boston without Donovan in the second game. So I will give, I think the second game, was it second game or third game? They did at least get 1 in Boston, like I knew they would. Like I said, I knew Cleveland would at least get 1 game. Because that's what Boston does. The teams they should beat, sweep, they should have swept Miami instead of a gentleman sweep. They should have swept Cleveland. But they going to give up at least 1. They're going to give up, even in the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals, they're going to give up at least 1 at home. I mean, NBA Finals, they're going to give up 2. Because, depending on who they play. But, yeah. They beat the Cavs in 5. Donovan Mitchell got hurt. Now, it's a rumor that Donovan Mitchell could ask for a trade or somebody trade for him. Now, my Lakers, I'm hearing possibly the Lakers should trade for him. I think that I can see that would be a good fit. Donovan Mitchell, LeBron, AD. That would take off so much pressure on AD and LeBron. We'll have a third star who can give us 28 on any given night. Donovan has dropped 70 points before. He can give us 28 to 40 points any night. I've seen him do it in the playoffs, especially during COVID. I've seen him go head to head with Jamal Murray. If we can get, I'll be fine with a trade like that. Heck, I'll be fine with Trae Young, to be honest. Trae Young, one of the lead leaders in assists since he's been in the league. So I don't have a problem if they trade for Trae Young. I just think we need a legit third star that can fit with LeBron AD. Not just anybody, because I learned that lesson when they traded for Russ. And yeah, that was bad. So, yeah, but and it's possible that the head coach might get fired soon. So keep a lookout for that. Next up, we have the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, like I said, I picked Dallas to win it in 6, and that's what they did. Beat the Thunder in 6 games, 4-2. Luka and Kyrie played well. Derek Lively, and I forgot his name, the other big's name. They traded from Washington. I'm remember his name after this episode talking to y'all. But yeah, they're two bigs, and especially PJ Washington. He has balled out. They made the right trade, trading for him with from the Charlotte Hornets for Grant Williams. That's a great pickup for Dallas, getting PJ Washington. Because he's a good wing who's at least 6'7", 6'8". Who can rebound, shoot 3, He's a really good player, and I think that's a good fit for Dallas when they made it the trade deadline. The Thunder, like I said, they OKC fans, y'all shouldn't hang y'all head. I will give OKC fans this: they are loyal. Like I seen a video of them at the airport waiting for the Thunder to come back, and they chant OKC. They could be losing by 50. Like Oklahoma City Thunder fans are like so loyal, and like it's like if y'all those who may be single and y'all talking, people talk about relation goals, get you somebody that loves you like Oklahoma City Thunder fans love their basketball team in Oklahoma City. Get you somebody like that. I mean, I do already. But I'm saying, anybody out there, get you somebody like that. But yeah, the youngest, they had no reason to hang their head. The youngest number 1 seed in NBA history. They got a bright future. SGA. You got Chet Holmgren. You got Lou Dort. So you got some good. They just need more bigs because Chet, his slim frame. He just can't come off finishing his rookie year. Technically his second season, but he didn't play his rookie year because he was hurt. He was out for the season, so he never played any game at all. He just come out his rookie season. So yeah, I would, if I was them, I would sign a big in the offseason, a couple of, at least 2, maybe a Dwight Howard, who may not, he can give you some decent minutes protecting the rim. So they got out rebounded. They got out rebounded in the regular season and in the series against the Dallas Mavericks. So I think they, they could bring everybody mostly back. Just need to sign at least another big or 2. That's what they need, is a big. To help Chet Holmgren and get some rebounding. So they really should have never traded Derek Lively to the Dallas, the rookie. That's one trade they probably should regret, trading him on draft night. But yeah, Dallas beat the Thunder in 6, 4 games to 2. The Indiana Pacers took on the New York Knicks. I knew this game was gonna go 7, but I picked the New York Knicks because Jalen Brunson. They got a little bit better team, but Indiana came to play. Game 7, watched it, yesterday, and the Pacers came to play. Each team won at home. No team on the road beat the other team on the road at all until Game 7, and the Pacers did it. Tyrese Halliburton balled out. He had 26 points, 6 assists, and he shot well from 3. Pascal Siakam had 20 points. But, New York Knicks, the injuries just caught on too much. OG Anunoby tried playing. He played 4 minutes. But, yeah, with that calf or lower body injury, he couldn't go. He was a liability on defense. Of course, their big Mitchell Robinson was out most of the series. Jalen Brunson ended up getting hurt, I think in the second half, and he was out, broke part of his hand, and yeah, they were just done. The Pacers were on their necks. The Knicks did make it close in the third quarter, but the Pacers turned it on and just took control of the game. It was over. So, but yeah, they beat the Knicks in 7. And lastly, the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets with the upset, 4 games to 3. Now, this series started, I was going for the Minnesota because I turned into a Timberwolves fan because they beat my Lakers. I want the Nuggets to feel my pain of beating my Lakers because I hate Denver. For the 2nd straight year in a row, we lose to these mofos. Last year we got swept. This year we lost in 5. It's like we can't beat them with the team we have. So I was like, come on, Timberwolves. They won game 1. I was like, okay. Minnesota won game 2. I was like, okay, they might sweep them maybe, or beat them in 5. And then next thing you know, Denver won game 3. They won game 4, and they won game 5. I was like, come on, Minnesota. I'm like, yeah. So at that point, I was like, it's over. Even Draymond Green went on TNT on his podcast also and said this series is over. Minnesota don't want it no more. But and Timberwolves got back up. They won game 6 at home. Ant called a shot. He said he'll see them in game 7. Now game 7, when I was watching yesterday, Denver was up by 15 plus, and I'm thinking come on, Minnesota, y'all didn't even come to play. I'm like, this over. Next thing I know, Minnesota comes back, outscores Denver 60-37 in the second half. And I'm like, it's like 2 minutes left. I'm like, oh snap. Minnesota up by like 10, 12 points. And yeah, they did it. So this will be, we will officially have a new NBA champion. This will be the 6th year in a row that an NBA champion has failed to get past the second round of the playoffs. So yeah, like, you know, gonna have a new champion. But yeah, like I said, the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference Finals are set. The Eastern Conference Finals will start tomorrow, and that'll be the Indiana Pacers versus the Boston Celtics. But like I said, I repeat, the second round consisted of the Boston Celtics beating the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5, 4-1. The Dallas Mavericks beating the Oklahoma City Thunder in 6, 4-2. The Indiana Pacers beating the New York Knicks in 7, 4-3. The Minnesota Timberwolves upsetting the defending champs in 7, 4-3. And now it's time for my predictions for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals. First up, Indiana Pacers versus the Boston Celtics. I think this could be this is going to be an entertaining series. Like I said, Indiana is a fast-paced team. They can score. You know, they're not the best defensive team, even though Miles Turner is a shot blocker, a good defender. But yeah, I think with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, I think now Kristaps Porzingis was hurt last series. I think he got hurt in the first round, so he may be. I don't know if I had to wait any news. I don't know if he's going to be available for game 1, but he should possibly be available for this series, and that's going to be a factor. And you know, him, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White. Derek White has been unbelievable in this playoff. Al Horford. I think this is the Celtics' best chance to like win a title this year. Like getting to the East. I'm not a Celtics fan, but getting to the Eastern Conference Finals is not good enough. It's literally. I was literally watching First Take and Undisputed. It's literally championship or bust. It literally is. It don't matter if the Celtics reach the finals and they lose in 7. If they lose, it's a failure. Because you gotta win. You traded for Kristaps Porzingis. You got Derek White. You got Drew Holiday. You traded to get him from Milwaukee. So you gotta win it. You traded Marcus Smart and all of them boys. You gotta win it. So I'm going Celtics in 6. I think it's gonna be a good series. Like I said, regardless, the Pacers are going to win at least one game because the Celtics are going to give up 1. And I think Tyrese Halliburton is at least good enough to get you another one. So I think it's going to be in 6. The Western Conference Finals consists of the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think it's going to be a real good one. You got Kyrie and Luka versus Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. So yeah, this is gonna be an entertaining series. Like I said, Minnesota is the best defensive team in the NBA. Luka and Kyrie are the most skilled offensive duo in the league. So yeah, this is gonna be a real good series. I went back and forth. I was like, ooh, Dallas, Minnesota. I was like, ooh, Ant really balling. But I feel like Luka and Kyrie can do it. Like they can squeeze by because they got their offensive skill is, and they've been playing pretty good defense. I ain't gonna lie. I think Dallas can get them in 7. And so I'm gonna go Dallas in 7. I'm not gonna be mad at anybody that picks Minnesota in 7 because I almost leaned towards Minnesota. Almost did, but I was like, ooh, I would love for Kyrie to get back to the finals. I would love for Luka to get to the finals and possibly win one. That can really boost. That can maybe put him as the best player in the league. Possibly, but because if Kyrie wins a ring without LeBron, I think you have to put Kyrie in the top 75, and you have to put him better than Dame because Kyrie has been disrespected. Like he's not even on the USA team. They got Kawhi over Kyrie, which is ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie, but I got Dallas at 7. Like I said, I just think, like I said, Kyrie and Luka are the best offensive duo in basketball. They have been playing pretty good defense. Even Kyrie has been locking in on defense. This is going to be a good series because you got Anthony Edwards, who's the best two-way shooting guard in the league. You got Karl Anthony Towns, who's a star player. Rudy Gobert, even though he's a liability on offense, he does what he does, rebound, plays deep. Now, I think he's going to be better in this series because he don't have to worry about Jokic because he was getting cooked by Jokic. Even though I think AD should have been defensive player of the year. Really, I'm mad that AD wasn't even a candidate. But I'm not gonna get into that because I'm almost done with the episode. I'm not gonna get into that. It's ridiculous how they don't got AD as a candidate. They had Bam out of body. No disrespect to Bam. Bam is a really good defender. But this year, AD played 76 games, top 4 in blocks. Like, come on, look at the stats. Man, AD averaged 20, at least 24, 25, over 12 rebounds, career high in rebounds, 2.4 blocks. Like, come on now. He better make a defensive team. Like, I feel like they just, at this point, if I was AD, don't even worry about defensive player of the year no more. In my eyes, I think AD is the best. Besides Wemby's probably going, by next year, going to be probably the best defender and shot blocker. But I think overall it's AD because he can literally guard 1 through 5. So, but yeah, those are my predictions for the Eastern Conference Finals, the NBA and NHL. Like I said, y'all be ready. Like I said, they start tomorrow with NHL and NBA. So yeah, I'm excited to be back. I will make sure to be posting. So as soon as the Eastern Conference Finals are over and the Stanley Cup playoffs start, Stanley Cup Finals about to start, and the NBA Finals about to start, I will have another episode ready for y'all. I am back, better. Like I said, I graduated college. I'm proud of myself. I'm grateful and thankful for y'all to supporting my channel, friends, family, associates, strangers. I appreciate it all. I'm gonna keep climbing to the top. And now I do got so one of the gifts I did. This is a MacBook. I told y'all I can get it. Now I know right now I'm recording on my phone. I did get a camera. I gotta get the right SD card, and I gotta get a drive. I gotta get a Apple Drive for it. So I will be transitioning to doing like edits on my episodes, but for right now, just we'll be on my phone, not for long. But yeah, I'm back. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in to another episode of Cameron Sports Podcast. I will catch y'all next time. This has been your host and Cameron Lindsay, aka sports journalist / analyst. And I'll catch y'all for another episode. Y'all stay blessed.